Hey, Josh Konigsberg here, Law Firm Marketing Pros. I'm here with Jenny Bradley, founder and owner of Triangle Smart Divorce. Hey, Jenny, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, Josh. Like you said, my name's Jenny Bradley. I am the owner of Triangle Smart Divorce. We're in Cary, North Carolina, which is a suburb of Raleigh. And we primarily do divorce law, though we also do some prenup work and some, we'll call it neutral work, where we mediate and we arbitrate and those types of things.
All family law related, though, right?
All family law related.
Great, got it. Perfect. Okay. So how did you get involved with Law Firm Marketing Pros?
I was referred to y'all by another vendor. I was looking at vendors for PPC, primarily Google ads, and we needed some landing pages. And he said, call these folks. They do great landers. And by the way, you need some help on your website because you don't have any metadata and schema and all this other stuff. And I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. So I said, I better call these guys. So I did.
And how long have you been with us now?
Gosh, Josh, I think it's April or May 2019. You might know better than I do. But
yeah, it sounds about right. About 14 months. Great. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what was going on with your business back then that caused you to start looking for new internet marketing, or I wasn't even sure if you were using somebody and you were looking to change, or so what was going on?
We had not done any internet marketing other than me tinkering around with Google ads a little bit and me saying, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
And I turned all that stuff off. So I stopped throwing money down the toilet and didn't know what I was using. Right. So we were doing a really good job with, I'll call it back-end marketing, word of mouth marketing, former clients, referral sources, financial advisors, therapists, other lawyers, and those types of things. And we were doing pretty well there, but honestly sort of thought we were hitting the top of the threshold. Like, how much more can we get from these same referral sources? We need to start finding other other channels to bring clients into us.
Right. So there's only so much breadth and scope you as individual attorneys have and your staff has to do that type of stuff. Whereas the internet's ubiquitous, it's always there and there's people always searching there. So it sounds like it was a good fit at the time. So at that time, could you recall how many leads per month you were getting?
I actually pulled that in advance of this call because I did not remember. So we combined what was coming into our website directly as far as people filling out forms with what people identified as online search, because we didn't even have, whatever you call it, Josh, we didn't even have the code on our page or tracking numbers or anything like that to know for sure people were telling us the right source, right? Mm-hmm. They were saying, I found you from online search. From all I know, Aunt Sally gave us our name and they typed it in Google and they were calling that online search. I don't know. But we were getting about 20 leads a month from the internet back then, but only 5 of them were converting into cases.
Okay. All right. So 25%. Okay,
20,
great.
Right? 20%.
Sorry. Yep. My bad.
Yeah.
So was there a client acquisition cost at that time that you can think of?
It was pretty low then. It was about $300.
Okay. Yeah. That's low. Okay.
And that's me counting the cost of maintaining the web page and all that kind of stuff into that. So
what was your revenue looking like per month at that time?
Back in May of 2019, revenue was averaging around 85,000 a month, but not hardly any of it was coming from online.
Okay. Got it. All right. So what did our team implement or put in place for you that seemed to make the difference?
Gosh, for sure, a couple of different things. For sure, doing the website optimization so that we made Google happier when it was indexing our page and looking at our page and those types of things, back to the metadata schema and all that other stuff that I still don't understand. But I can tell you it made a difference. We did with Google My Business, we got on the map, not only just for the practice, but also for the practitioners. So we started showing up more in the search.
Love when that happens.
Yeah. You all started a review program for us, which got us more Google reviews, which I think made Google happier. Also got us more Facebook reviews, because we do have a select of our population that tends to come from seeing us on Facebook. And we know this because they tell us, like, I read this review on Facebook.
Right. Love it.
Yeah. So those were probably the big 3 things. And I mean, obviously the local SEO work that you did really helped people be able to find us.
Dominate on the map. Right.
Right.
Okay. So over the 14-month period, and then we know there's a time period for our building phase and all the setup and all that. So, and you didn't break out your overall leads back then when we first signed up. How many leads a month do you think you're getting from the internet right now, not including the COVID time?
Yeah, so what I did was I lopped off like the first 3 months I started working with you guys because it kind of took a while to build, and then I just kind of lopped off from March forward.
Right.
And so that basically gave me six months and change from September to February.
Right.
Looked at that and we were up close to 40 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And closing the same percentage?
Closing a little bit better, actually. So we were closing close to 25%.
Wow. So that would be 10 new cases a month.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Right.
We're getting about 20 cases.
And what's your retainer?
Completely depends upon the case. If it's in the separation agreement realm where there's not going to be court involved, it's a lesser amount. Mm-hmm. Usually 3,500 to 5,000 retainer there. Okay. If it's litigation, usually 7,500 to 10,000.
Okay. So even if we use $5,000, that's an extra 50,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah, and our case value went up. Our case value went up during that period of time till we're now like at a $14,000 average case value. We were at 9,000 back then.
All right, great. And that's attributed to having a better reputation?
I think it's attributed to having a better reputation. I also think it's attributed to a lot of the work y'all did behind the scenes so that we are being found by people who just go to page 1 and not the people that are like on the internet forever and go down to page 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 who are like calling around 20 law firms just to see if anybody does a free consult.
Right. Got it. And so did you calculate your client acquisition cost now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's higher now, right? And part of this isn't just your all spend, part of it's Google ad spend and such, but it's round about 1,700 if I'm rounding.
Okay, all right.
But you know, when you up your case value by more than $6,000, that's okay.
That's exactly what I'd like to hear. Right.
You know, I like that return.
All right. So why did you choose our services over anything else you could have done, which includes hiring one of our competitors, doing it yourself, which you tried to do, or not doing anything at all?
Yeah, well, I think doing it ourselves, I'd already struck out on that and was like, I'm not going to figure this out. This is not my wheelhouse. I'm not going to do it. Hiring someone else, frankly, I have a lot of friends in the coaching group I'm in who felt like they had hired some shysters along the way and some other things. And you guys came not only recommended from folks in that coaching group, but also from the gentleman who was recommended by the coaching group to do our Google ads. And so, you know, absent anything else, if you don't know someone, if you know someone else who knows them, likes them, and trusts them, that's who I'm going to do business with. So we didn't even call around other folks, competitively bid you out or anything. I was like, yep, this price is reasonable. Let's do it. Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you, Jenny. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. So what surprised you the most or made you the happiest about engaging with us? Because we've had a really, we've never personally met, but we've had a really kind of what I feel very warm relationship.
Right. I think first thing that struck me was your all's responsiveness and your customer service, right? If there was anything I didn't understand in your reports, you're like, hey, let's schedule a call. Let's talk through this. If there was anything I didn't understand with what y'all were suggesting, you were like, hey, let me send you this article and show you what Google's changed their algorithm to. And if you want to talk about it further, let's schedule a call and talk about it. Both you and Andy have just been super high level responsive and being sure that I understood and just wasn't blindly writing you a check. Well, in this case, sending you my credit card, but you get the point.
Good
and
stuff.
So that was surprising, honestly, Josh, because I'd heard so many critiques about folks in your space and how they're not like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of pretenders in our space and what I'll call charlatans, and it's just kind of sifting through as the market expands and grows and finding the right fit. So, and that's why we're doing this, so we can share this great information with the rest of the legal community. So how has Law Firm Marketing Pros changed your practice? Obviously, you've got a better reputation. Obviously, you're getting more clients. Obviously, you've been able to raise the prices. Is there anything else the way it's changed your practice?
Beyond all that, let me look. I took a note.
Okay.
It took note of what life was like before working with y'all and what life has been like after working with y'all or during working with y'all. I think I said it and I mentioned it before, but just the lead quality as a whole, which probably ties to our better reputation, but that's been better for sure. Less tire kickers and less people looking for a freebie and less people calling us about practice areas that we don't do. I mean, we used to get phone calls all the time, like, can you handle my lease? Where on earth does it say that I handle a lease?
Probably you were in a wrong category, Google, and was just coming up general law.
Something.
Yeah.
Something,
Okay.
but we haven't had that kind of stuff since y'all took over.
Awesome. I love that. So I love that. Because now you're not wasting time on phone calls that you don't need to be hearing.
Right. I mean, if they're not in our geographic area and they're not in our practice area, it's just time our team could have spent helping somebody else.
Okay, so on a personal level, how has working with law firm marketing pros changed your life?
Besides having one less thing on my plate to worry about, it's obviously made a better law practice to help more people, including hiring more staff, paying more folks, getting more people employed, but also helping more clients with their divorces, which we really super duper enjoy doing. And then it all falls to the bottom line. So it makes me have more profit and that makes me happy too.
So you're making more money, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. So if you were to recommend our services to a colleague, which you've already done, what would you say? How do you say it?
Yeah, I've already done that several times. I've told them pretty much everything we've talked about on this interview, that y'all took us from where we were, which wasn't being able to be found very well by anyone in our area, in my opinion, on Google. Helped us get on the map, helped us move up to page 1 for tons of search terms, even 1 through 4 rankings on page 1, not just down towards the bottom, right? That I find you all to be highly knowledgeable in your area, that you guys get results. And again, like I said, you have been nothing but over communicative at times. Like, I'm like, I don't even need to know what y'all are doing. Just tell me we're doing this and it's working, Jenny, and here's how we know it's working. And that's the best part of you guys that I've heard about from so many of my friends. You use charlatans, I use shysters, same kind of thing.
Yep.
You guys deliver reports. Like, both of them were in my inbox yesterday. It was the first of the month. I don't have to ask you for them. I don't have to pull them out of you. And they're easy to understand once we had the one walkthrough through them. You know, and they stay consistent, right? You guys aren't like moving the ball. Like, this month I'll give you this number, but next month I'll give you that number.
Right. So we're just managing your expectations. That's what our goal is.
Well, and then after you manage them, then you meet them and often exceed them. So I tell folks that too. And as you know, I've referred several people to you. I think some of them have not been as smart as me and signed up with you, but I know some of them have.
It's okay. They're coming.
They'll come around.
All right, let's wrap it up here with one more question. So what would you say to somebody who might be considering law firm marketing pros, but they're on the fence about our services? What would you say that you haven't already said?
I would ask them first, what else are they considering to solve the problem that they're having? Because obviously they had a problem if they reached out to you to learn about you to begin with in this area that you specialize in. And I would also tell them to call some of your existing clients.
Right.
You know?
Good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time today, Jenny. Really appreciate working with you and you trusting us with your business. And it's always a pleasure for us to get together. Okay.
Sure, and thanks, Josh.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye.